Brazil's sports minister has been forced to deny reports that criminal gangs will be able to have a field day at next summer's World Cup. 500,000 tourists are expected to visit Brazil during the tournament, with an estimated 5,000 British among them. And the gangs who haunt Rio de Janeiro's slums are planning their biggest drugs operation ever to cash in. So will the country's security forces be able to win their war against the drug lords? Guillermo Galdos has this exclusive report from Rio.
There are two sides to Rio, and the Brazilian authorities are determined that this will be the one seen by the thousands of British fans at the World Cup next year. But I wanted to see the other side. The authorities have been busy pushing out gangs from these slums or favelas. Police say they now control these streets. The reality is different. Here too, they are getting ready for the World Cup. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
Se Deus quiser, vai ajudar nós. Nós vai vender papo de quilos por dia. Isso aqui vai ser só o começo.
Under the noses of the police, a drug factory. Take pure cocaine. Mix half and half with baking powder.
Por kilo de cocaína, ¿cuánta mistura? 15 latas. Ajá.
Blend well.
Essa é cocaína misturada, sim?
Isso. Foi misturada já. Só tá traçando.
Then add the secret ingredient.
Adrenalina.
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 Ai.
And that's the recipe for one of the biggest businesses in Rio, with its own private army to protect this multi-million-dollar operation.
These guys, they sell 2 kilos of cocaine a day, and next year for the World Cup, they're expecting to double that.
It took us weeks of talking to the gangs before we were allowed to film here.
Eles são covardes, eles só entram quando tá cheio de morador. O cara vai entrar de madrugada. Cada vez entrar de madrugada. Vai escutar muito tiro. Muito tiro.
Up until a few months ago, there were big gun battles between the police and the gangs. But now, the police advertise in the local paper when they are moving in.
Just after dawn, the armour began to roll.
And they invite the media along.
We joined police as they took it over.
To what they call pacification.
The police now in control of the favelas.
The slums, or favelas, are home to over 1 million of Rio's poorest residents. And only 34 out of 1,000 favelas have been pacified, mainly those around the stadium and tourist areas. I went out with them in the infamous City of God favela. They spot some dealers. But the gangs have prepared the escape route.
Para subir e fugir correndo aqui. Aqui atrás tem uma empresa. Aí eles correm e pulam dentro das casas, né? Vamos para lá. Ainda não é uma área 100%, mas melhorou muito em vista do que era. Aqui com certeza já estaria sendo alvejado por disparos de arma de fogo.
The police have had some success. Murder and gun crimes are down in the pacified favelas. But pacification didn't save this man. He was executed in the middle of the day, in front of many witnesses, just a mile from the World Cup stadium. This is the favela of Mangueira. It was one of the first places to be pacified. It's the nearest slum to the Maracanã Stadium, where the World Cup final will be held next summer. William is a local community leader.
O que piensas de la pacificação?
Isso aí é para mostrar para quem vai vir ver aí a Copa do Mundo, umas Olimpíadas aí, mostrar que tá pacificado.
Quem te trata melhor, as polícias ou os traficantes?
Pô, os traficantes. Não é que trata melhor, entendeu? É porque eles sabem conversar, sabem chegar. Quando tinha, né? Que agora, como eles entraram aí com essa força toda, entendeu? Não respeita mais o morador. A gente conhece que é nascido e criado junto, respeitava muito mais.
As the sound goes down, a gunshot rings out. Background noise in the favelas. The next raid has been advertised. It will be tomorrow morning, a mile away in the favela of Lins. In a few hours' time, the police will be here. But right now, business is good.
Vem, 2 caracão de 2. Vem, pegou, levou.
Não, a caneta no chão.
Coke for $5 and grass for 2.
Não, cara, o crime não vai parar. Quantas comunidades pacificadas tem no Rio de Janeiro que tem arma, tem droga, tem isso, tem aquilo, outro. E aí? Não vai adiantar nada. O que vamos fazer agora? Vai fazer, não vai adiantar nada.
Nós tá na pista.
O que nós vamos fazer? Nós vamos tomar várias bocas aí dos milícias, vamos provocar guerra no Rio de Janeiro mesmo. Nós só não vai mexer com os gringos, nós vai deixar ver a Copa do Mundo tranquilão.
They won't be here tomorrow when the police arrive, but they will be back in a week or two, ready to fight for a share of the World Cup wealth.